Start your morning with some tea.
Drip too hard, don't stand too close. You gon' fuck around and drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I been on the road, I don't care where I go. Long as I get paid. Bad little vibe, she been on my mind. Soon as I get back, she get straight. Do this all the time, this ain't no surprise. Every other night, another movie get made.
Hello vlog! Hello beautiful people. I think that I am at a turning point of my bar preparation where my plan is becoming just a little bit more finalized because I have decided to start printing out my adaptive bar questions to review. This one is 74 questions for torts and this one is 82 questions for civil procedure. And I feel like by me printing them out and doing a big review will get a lot of questions and a lot of rules in my head. If you watched my last video, my biggest complaint was that I feel like I know the rules, but the facts aren't aligning. So instead of me wasting a good chunk of time writing out facts, I just need to review the facts and look at the answer choices and truly understand the question and write notes. So to be time efficient, I am officially printing out questions and going through them. I feel like I'm only gonna do this in the beginning of when I start something and I have a lot of questions, and just to give myself like a full review instead of reviewing as I go and moving forward. I feel like that's where people might go wrong with MBE. Like, oh, in that moment you went over the question, okay, I think I understand, move forward. No, I think in the beginning you should sit down, print them out, really review, at least like I want to do 100 questions for torts, 100 questions for Civ Pro, each subject, and fully review those 100 questions and make sure I'm understanding the law. That way when I do future questions and I get a question wrong, I can understand the fact pattern and I'm not struggling to decipher through everything, but more like I just made a silly mistake. So hopefully as time progresses, you don't have to print anymore. You're just getting questions wrong if you do get questions wrong, but you're getting majority right. And what I'm going to do is, if I really don't know the rule, I'm going to write it down in Professor Randall's paper that she gave me. Check out my Civ Pro video for that. But this is me learning from my torts video, because in that video you guys heard me say I'm understanding the rules but I'm getting the questions wrong. So this is my solution for that, and I'm going to do this for every subject. Next I have crim law. I'm going to do questions daily, 20 questions a day for each subject separately, and then print out like 100 questions, or either do 20 of crim law, print them out each day and review in small chunks versus big chunks. It really is going to depend on how heavy my bar program is for that day for me to decide what I'm going to do and review that day. That doesn't really matter. I think the most important part is that I'm actively reviewing and understanding what I got wrong, and my fear and my stress for multiple choice questions is kind of going away knowing I have this plan. Something else, and I do think that this is going to greatly improve my scores when I go back to do questions in the future and hopefully on test day. Now, what else I am doing is still reviewing my outlines, just reading them and trying to understand, but I am going to try and truly get Florida essays in my head. I already have rule statements for Florida, and this was given to me by an attorney. He is amazing. So yeah, while I feel like my score is about to improve for multiple choice, I'm not going to use all my brain power trying to go over outlines to remember the law for multiple choice when doing a majority of the questions will give me my multiple choice correction answers. But I'm still going to review my outlines to make sure I'm noticing my weak areas and going over what I'm weak at. But I'm going to try to start moving on to knowing my Florida essays, because a girl told me that I talked to the other day that she wishes she would have took more time towards the essays. So I'm like, ooh. Because I'm like, oh, well, they tell you that negligence is majority of torts. Did you like just remember negligence for your essay? She's like, no, she remembered it all. False imprisonment, nuisance, defamation. You don't know what's going to be tested. So I'm going to use a lot of my brain power of remembering to go for the essays versus the outlines. But I'm still going to be reviewing my outlines. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm just going to use most of my brain to remember my essay rule statements, and I'm going to use my multiple choice questions review to remember my MBE subjects. So I feel like this is a turning point. If you do not have essay sentences already ready to go like I do, I got a lot of my essay stuff from What's the Issue. Now these are more official. I told you in my What's the Issue videos that Professor Grossman gives you like the gist and the concept of the videos, but if you want official rule statements, you need black letter law. So you're gonna have to go to your original outlines, or ask one of your bar friends or an attorney that you know if they have their essay rule statements from when they took the bar. Hello? And then, yeah, I think we're ready. It's just gonna be execution at this point. But yeah, this is a crim law video, so I'm going to exit now because I'm not on crim law. I just want to check in because of course I'm always trying to give y'all information and help y'all be successful. Oh wait, extra tips, y'all. So basically, I realized if you don't know what subjects are on the MBE, it is contracts, torts, evidence, civil procedure, criminal procedure / crim law, constitutional law, and property. That is the subjects for MBE. And then what's tested for Florida essay, because this helps me, is Florida torts, Florida contracts, Florida property, family, crim law, crim pro, federal con law, Florida con law, and professional responsibility. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 subjects. That is 8 essays to learn rule statements for, okay? You don't need to worry about wills and trusts for an essay. You need to worry about how to write this out. So this is literally what I'm remembering before exam day. And I have majority of those rule statements, but crim law and crim pro for real, because they say that's kind of being more frequently tested in more recent years. I pulled out my FBE rule statements for that. I happen to find it, thank the Lord. But I'm missing crim law and federal con law rule statements from the one I got from the attorney. But luckily that's where my what's the issue outlines come in, and just me putting things together. So if you just remember these essays before exam day, you will be more prepared with the combination of making sure that you are doing what I'm doing right now and always reading essays. So imagine you already have the contracts rule statements in your head. Now you see a contracts essay. All you have to do is put the analysis and the facts together and apply, and the rules are in your head. Now, is this a lot that you have to do? Yes. So think about it. How long is it going to take you to go through each multiple choice for MBE and get it in your head to where you catch a flow and you're only getting a couple wrong? And how long is it going to take you to start remembering essays? You need to keep both of those at the center of your studying, as well as Florida also has multiple choice questions, which I have a Florida multiple choice outline. So you're going to need to know wills, trust, UCC sales, Florida Civ Pro, Florida Crim Pro. Now, what I can say is that Florida Civ Pro and Florida Crim Pro will always be tested. So make sure you go into that exam knowing Florida Civ Pro and Florida Crim Pro. Wills, trust, everything else is on what's the issue, but this is what I'm saying. Whatever you need to do to study before the bar to get yourself ready, just know you need to know those 8 topics for the essay. You need to know how to answer all those multiple choice questions strategically, and you need to be ready for the Florida portion of multiple choice. But at least I'm starting my MBE and my essay familiarity now. Soon I'm going to memorize these rule statements and start doing practice essays. And then the main thing I'll have to worry about is recognizing questions for wills and trusts and UCC and business entities and Florida evidence and things like that. So this is all of the exam. What are you doing every day to check off all 3 of those boxes? That's the question. This is me, y'all. I can't believe this is me right now. Anyways, welcome back to the video. I have decided that we're just gonna do a review vlog because review is a big part of bar prep, and I was gonna make this a crim law vlog, but I'm kind of done with crim law, about to enter crim pro, but a lot of review in between, and I don't want to just keep holding up my content. So today's gonna just be a review vlog instead. Right now we're about to go to the library, and once we get there, we're going to do a practice essay today from our program, which is going to be on torts, and then we're going to do 20 crim law questions, and then we're going to do a mixed practice test of crim law, torts, and civil procedure to make sure I'm able to recognize questions and get them right all together. And then we're going to still review what I showed you guys before of my packets of torts and Civ Pro. We're going to get into all that later, but right now we're going to go to the library and we're going to start our day. In my study room at the library, and they let you sit here all day unless somebody new comes and you've been here for hours, and then they kick you out. Okay guys, so what Barbary basically does in between when you switch topics, sometimes it brings you back to your previous topic and it'll make you do questions or an essay, and right now it's bringing me back to torts to write an essay, and I kind of like that because it keeps old material fresh. So even though I'm on crim law right now, we're about to review torts because that's what you're supposed to do, review your hot topics outline, and it basically gives you all the main points of a subject and how to answer questions, things to look out for, and then you write your essay. I think this one is open notes, so I better do good. But I'm just gonna review first to make it easier, and then you guys are gonna see me write my essay.
Get no money, tell them quit that capping. Yeah, you need to be relaxing, you need to do your taxes. Yeah. We went triple platinum, won't wanna get no nagging. Made it happen. hanging out there, bottom muddy, made it happen. I don't wanna make no friends, point me to my hands. Who we think he is in that brand new bed?
Well guys, I just finished my essay, and one thing I do know is that I need to practice more because, woo, I'm a good essay writer, but if I don't know the rules by heart, I don't know what to tell you. But it's basically, in this book, it said you should be reading along to the Florida distinctions. So I don't know if they're expecting you to make note of the Florida law while going through videos or keeping that in your head. I will know full information about the course when I get my schedule from Nova, because they tell you what to do every day. This is just me doing everything on my own when you choose to do early access. But we will see. Which is why I'm like, I think I'm supposed to be remembering these essay outlines. But I don't know if I have the mental capacity for that right now. But maybe I'll just start by like reading it. We finished our Barbary program for the day. I'm either gonna move ahead later and do some work for tomorrow, or I think I'm gonna do some Crim Pro questions now. Questions from Adaptive Bar.
Wake up, got $1 million in diamonds that sit on the dresser. Run up that check now, flexing my muscles, I feel like cause we come from nothing to rollies and plaques. Fake love, it was holding them back. Flashbacks while you pouring the yacht. Since a young nigga, he just wanted to shot. Used to daydream about thumbing through racks. He tuck and get cold in the rack. Tears fall while he loading the strap. Seen it all, he just wanna relax. I'm richer than I ever been. Put my heart before the bag, worst shit I ever did. Gave you a second chance and you laugh again. Remember days I used to wonder will we ever win.
Y'all, we are gonna pause and go get some food, but I think I might just do Crim Pro all day and then review an essay and then like just keep going with these questions. Maybe do like 100 Crim Pro questions and then just see what I don't get right and wrong and see if I'm learning from what I am getting wrong while my brain is active. By the way, some of these questions I haven't been over yet because I haven't been in Crim procedure, but I'm just getting used to the law now because you can always learn from multiple choice. And I'm thinking on Sunday, since that's not a Barbary day, that I'll just go over those packets and mix my questions. You know you love food when you gotta like secure it in your car too, like a baby. Mind you guys, it's 11:55 and I've already finished my program, done 20 Crim Pro questions, and wrote that little essay for my program, but now it's up to me to do extra, and it's only 11 a.m. in the morning, which is why I'm going to live by waking up early every morning, because now it's like, it's on me to do what I need to do. But I really think I'm going to focus on questions because I feel like before I start really diving into essays, I need to be mastering MBE because that's what's right now. And so, yeah. You always need your vinaigrette sauce. Yes, sir. We are going to continue questions now and then do this essay review.
For the stars, see all you can be, either you gon' starve. Youngin' out that bottom, but he beat the odds. Yeah, you love it all. I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. Yeah, I'm richer than I've ever been. I'm richer than I've ever been. You're richer than he ever been.
Okay guys, I also just did some towards questions and now we're going to read this essay. And if you want to see something, if you ever feel like you're sucking, this is the stats of everybody taking your exam. Overall average is a D, and they've answered 223 questions by now, so just know you're not alone and you just gotta work harder every day, and closer to test time I bet you the numbers will be higher, but your numbers better be higher too. We're about to read this essay, and it is on Florida constitutional law and Crim Pro and ethics. But on your exam, it will not tell you what type of essay it will be. Also, you can get your rule statements from your Florida Barbary book. I remember I mentioned earlier, I don't know where to get rule statements from, but you can get it from here. And even your main textbook, you could put all your rule statements together. Black letter law. One girl even told me bar examiners offers essay statements and explanations. I don't know how true. Do your research. But we're about to do this essay. And normally I write on the side what the issues are. Even if I don't know the rules, at least I can identify the issue.
What's happening to me? In the dark, can you tell me what it means? I lay my head on my pillow, staring out the window, trying to stop for a sign. It's the reason why you always on my mind. Yeah. You come around like it's baby, when I see you, when I see you, baby, when I never know when you might walk by, so I gotta be right.
I just got done reading my essay. Pretty straightforward again. Another place you can get rule of law from is your course when they go over the model answers. This essay low-key scares me because it's like these answers are the best scorers, and I feel like these are the people who knew their essay statements. But you can get by just knowing the rule. But it's like these people, they knew the essay statements, because think about it, you got random essays and you really went in detail. You knew those rules. Well, guys, guess what? It is 1:50. I just did torts questions. I just did crim law questions, crim law, crim pro. And I did an essay and I did my Barbary. And I have decided that I am going to review Civ Pro questions since that's my enemy right now. And before I move on to evidence soon, and I'm gonna do that later, at least 20 questions, and I'm gonna take a break since it's only 1:50 and relax and then get to it, and that will be my day, literally. And I don't always get questions right, but I do notice with some questions I am getting the questions I was getting wrong right, but I'm still getting some questions I used to get wrong. But as long as I'm getting some of the wrong ones right now, hey. Like I said, I got a long journey to the bar. I'm just doing practice every day. At some point, I am going to start practicing my essays, but I really am trying to make sure I am reducing my silly mistakes for MBE. And this is just a journey. This is a real journey. So, yeah. See you guys when I study later. Okay, everybody, I am home. It is like 6 o'clock p.m. And I think my break went a little too long because am I in the mood to go over the Civ Pro? No. But am I in the mood to retake this exam? Hell no. So we gonna do these 10 questions at least. I will say the good thing is I do learn from a lot of my wrong answers. I happen to have this question right, but I still go through my right answers too, because sometimes I feel like when you do questions online, you'll get a question right and you'll be like, okay. But then I feel like, do you know why you got that question right? And do you review the questions you got right so that you can get it right again? But I'm pretty comfortable with my right answers. I know when I'm right most of the time, and I know when I'm wrong. But we're just gonna review everything and log in for these last 10 questions.
Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. In the mirror, I'm doing my dance. Ain't packing out nobody's pants. He a rapper, but don't got a chance. Stuck in my waist, so I'm loving my bands. Like a million views in a day. There's so many ways to get paid. I tried dipping, he begged me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, he just wanna rump. Big boobs in the bus, they plump. She a baddie, she know she a 10. She a baddie with her baddie friend.
That's all first. Hello everybody. I just got done with my questions and all I have to say is I actually did more than 10. I'm almost at 30 questions for Civ Pro, and I continue to do daily multiple choice questions with Adaptable every day because maybe by just reviewing I might get more questions right, and I might understand when I see questions on my printed packets why it's already right. And honestly, that was happening as I was going over Civ Pro. The answers I got wrong, I actually, going over it, knew why my answer was wrong before I even read the explanation. So I think it's just a combination of everything going on, reviewing. I also really think it's because I'm alone in my studying. For some reason, multiple choice question, essay writing, the bar, my mind cannot focus around other people right now. I literally have to be by myself, wake up, be isolated, be alone, and that's the only way I'm receiving this information because I think I just have too much anxiety, and like I need to know that when I take the bar, I gave it all I could. I was in my thoughts. I woke up every day, nothing was distracting me, and this is where I guess my mind wants to go. But it's been working for me. And I honestly think half of my issue with civil procedure is that I need to write it out on paper. Like, it's literally like a math problem in a way. Like, landscapers from state A, landscapers state A, homeowners from state B, homeowner state B. They're filing in state court. Okay, state court is where they're bringing the issue. He wants to remove to Fed court. Like, I just feel like with Civ Pro, it's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes when you're on the computer, it's hard to track the moving parts. So now I know my exam, I'll be writing out Civ Pro and keeping track of removal and everything on paper, because I think that's the part of where I was going wrong. So I feel like it's a couple of things and why my multiple choice questions are improving. One, the silence of being in the library is really helping me. Two, I get my program out the way before I even start my real day. As you can see, I'm starting multiple choice at 10 a.m. done with my program by that time. Three, I've printed out a lot of Civ Pro questions that I did, and I'm going through that as I'm still doing questions daily. And while I'm reading those questions, I'm actually retaining information for Civ Pro, for torts, for crim law. Am I getting all questions right? Nope. But like I said earlier, but am I improving? Yes. And that's what matters. And after a while, I feel like I'm gonna hone down on where my problem areas are. But right now, I'm just trying to test myself, get familiar with the kind of questions, and keep hoping for the best. So thank you all for watching this little review video. I will be back with the crim law, crim pro video soon. And legally Naya, legally Naya. By the way, don't tell nobody I wear glasses, okay? This is our little secret. Don't tell nobody I wear glasses. Oh, and quick tip, when you get to your review questions and you go over a subject from the previous subject, you'll understand when you get there. Print out those packets, okay? Don't just follow along electronically. Print it out. That has been helping me understand even better. I think, like I said, that's really what's missing for somebody like me. If you're somebody who can't get an ebook and you need to print and you need to have your physical book, you're one of those people like me, print out your packets when you go over the review. Things like that have been really helping me. And I've been starting to understand, though, my errors even when I just do my adaptive art questions on the computer now. So I'm gonna keep a combination and, you know, keep going. See you guys in the next video, and stay up to date with my bar prep series because I'm only adding information each time. I'm not going back, I'm only adding. So every video matters. See y'all soon. Hey, wish me luck on the bar.